Welcome to Small Lathe. Well, in my current job position, and if you're wondering what it is, I'm a virologist, so I'm working with viruses. But I'm not going to specify more than that. We have a certain equipment that lacks a small handle. Now, the handle is not rare. You could probably buy it. It's probably not too expensive, but just for the sake of fun, I decided to make it. Now, instead of a thread on or whatever, we have a stub that requires epoxy bonding, and we can't remove the stub. So we're going to make something to connect to that. We'll have to glue it there. So I'm going to use this old scrap piece from, I can't recall what was it that was turning, but it's threaded. And I'm going to incorporate it into this one because when we glue it onto the stub, I don't want it to hang on to wood only because it's going to be a thinner neck. Basically, we're going to make a teardrop shape over here with a fine end touching the base. So we'll have a sort of an oval area over here, and this is going to connect through here. So pretty basic, pretty simple, nothing fancy. Let's get to it. You know what? I think I'll start with the metal first. Nibble was taken off. I'm going to put it in the meantime, like so. Why? Because when I crunch down the jaws now, if I don't support this thin wood, it's going to crack. So I'll support it, and then we'll turn the teardrop shape. a quick internet search, and basically these are all the resin epoxy I have, except for the clear resin, of course, which is used for castings. So these are epoxy pols. These are really good resin types. Epoxy binders, 10-minute binders. There's an opaque one and a clear one. The small ones are the clear ones. These are the opaque ones. And we have the 2-ton DevCon, which is really slow curing resin, which is wonderful. It has no aroma, definitely no smell to it. And B, it cures really slowly, so if you want to grab hold on something and make sure that it glues on properly and you're not in a rush, in a 5-minute sort of rush to make things do and so on, that's also great. We have JB Clearweld, actually, which is also a wonderful product. I love their Clearweld. And we have a plastic bonder. So I googled everything, like everything, and checked, and this apparently holds up to 260 degrees Celsius and can survive up to 600 degrees Celsius, which is the right stuff for our need, because this is going to get considerably hot. This is going to get to about 120 degrees Celsius on a routine basis from time to time. So like once in every use, at least. I'm going to be using this piece of steel as a guide for my tools, like so. But before I do that, I wanted to tell you something. This was purchased off of eBay, and the seller had a wonderful display of really shiny, wonderful pieces of metal. This was supposed to be stainless steel, high grade. It was supposed to be ground flat, as you can see from all the rust. Edges should have been trimmed wonderfully flat, as you can see from the rough sort of disc grinder or whatever they used. So this was actually quite expensive, and I did get repaid. But you know, people can be extremely rude. If you're selling something, at least don't send me this piece of whatever that's obviously far from ground, well polished, properly trimmed edges, and so on at a probably reasonable price, because it was not cheap. This was $16 for this piece of metal. And really, that's extremely rude. So we'll be using that for our temporary mount, because